Hey, Bobby Bones, I would rather not say my name. I was taking out the trash in my 13-year-old son's room and found a box for what appeared to be a refill for a vape pen. Then I looked around his room and found a vaping pen hidden in his drawers. I'm at a loss at how to deal with it. He's very susceptible to peer pressure, and he wants to badly fit in with the cool kids. Should I punish him? If so, how? Any suggestions would be appreciated. And then she just signs it, concerned mother. Interesting. One time with me, and just to know me back a little bit, I've always been made fun of because I was extremely straight edge. Like, I've never had a drink of alcohol. I've never smoked anything. No illegal drugs. And one time, my mom thought she found weed in the car and was like, I found your weed. And I was like, what? No, you didn't. And she thought I meant, no, she didn't find my weed. And all I meant was, I've never in my life smoked weed. I've never, at that point, I don't even know that but I was doing maintenance on a golf course. I was working, and it was just literally weeds from my shoes, probably, that it was in the car. She's like, oh, yeah, I found your weed. And I was like, well, no, you didn't find it. She goes, oh, I didn't. Well, where is it then? And I got myself in this never-ending, but I did it. But it's the only time that I was ever confronted about anything like that. Did you ever get in trouble for anything like that?
I'm
Did you ever get caught smoking or anything?
Grounded my dad found. Here's the thing. My dad's awesome, but he wasn't I kind of wish he had put up more boundaries for me. Because, he found alcohol in my car, like a whole cooler. I was clearly 16. And I remember him just coming. I was at his house spending the night. I lived with my mom full time. But I was at his house, and he came up to the room, and he just kind of lectured me for a second, and then he walked away. I was like, that's it? That's it?
And he goes, that's it?
but
Opens one up.
Here's the thing, parents. Kids like for you to give them boundaries. And now as a grown adult, I look back on some of the stuff I got away with my dad. And I'm like, Dad, did you love me? Like, I know you love me, but I should have had more rules because that shows that you care about my well-being.
I don't know that kids love that, though.
Oh, well,
You're saying kids love it. I don't think kids love rules.
I think they do need, I know they don't love it, but kids need, and they will appreciate it. And then later they'll realize, oh gosh, like, Dad, why did you let me do all of that? And then I think because I was able to get away with it with my dad, I never really did it around my mom. So I never got in trouble.
So what would you say? You're a mom. You have 2 kids.
Gosh, that's hard. Vaping, explain it to me. It's the one that Lexi did on Cheer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's the
that
little
is
pin.
Bad.
Yeah.
That's bad. Aren't they recalling or not recalling, but companies are getting, kids thought maybe it was kind of a safe way to be cool and inhale something, but it's causing all kinds of lung damage, and that's not good. So cool.
Do you think that's going to convince them not to? Guys. Because I'm telling you, that ain't the way to go.
Stop. I'm learning about it.
Kids' recent data says no.
Well, I'm learning because I saw that. I saw this article of this teenager in Dallas or something that died from vaping. I'd probably pull that up. You want to die? I don't know.
I think, again, I don't have any kids. I'm going to toss my hat in the ring
Come
here.
on.
I'll do it.
I think the most effective way to have a kid listen, I don't think it's to yell at the kid here, right? I think it's to find someone that they'll listen to and have them talk to them. Meaning, let's say it was a kid and they thought I was cool. And the mom was like, hey, will you talk to my kid and tell him, show him how it's not cool and how it's, I think it would be to bring in someone that they respect about this to not do it and have that conversation. Now they do it again, then I think you start to ground and get in trouble. But I think the first shot of it is, hey, let me bring in somebody. Let's bring in somebody that you'll actually listen to. He can listen to mom.
Let's offer ourselves to her. We could make him a video.
Hit Amy up. She'll talk about the statistics last year. And
hey, whenever I caught my husband dipping, I pulled up a bunch of pictures of people that lost half their jaw because of cancer in their mouth, and they had to have surgically removed half of their face. So I was like, hey, you still want to dip? Do you?
Yes, I do.
Does he still dip?
I don't think so. This was when he's in the Air Force. He said he would dip. Pilots dipped on long flights to stay awake for energy. So he's not in the Air Force anymore. So no.
Eddie and I were talking about dipping the other day, and I was because I've never dipped. I've never touched any tobacco at all. And I was like, Eddie, Because you said you threw up, or your
Oh,
friend?
yeah. Like, my friend, I remember, because I used to, back like when we were listening to 90s country, wearing tight Wranglers. And, it would be cool sometimes if you ironed your dip can around your back pocket and people would be like, ooh, you dip. So I would buy cans of dip and stuff. And my friend who came down to visit, and I was like, dude, you guys, that's what we're all doing. We're all dipping. And he's like, okay, well, what do I do? Well, put it in your mouth and just whatever you do, don't swallow it, because that's the rule. Don't swallow the dip or your spit. In 2 seconds, he swallowed his spit, threw up everywhere.
It's so nasty.
Well, but you said it made your head spin.
It's probably a better. I mean, it's a crazier buzz than a beer. Like,
Well, how in the world? It must you get used to it though, because you can't fly an airplane and dip.
yeah, I mean,
with a buzz.
I mean, I was 18 when
Amy's
I did
husband's
it.
like, whoa, the earth is spinning. Like, no, it's the plane. Get us back on track.
It must be the dip.
Wait a second. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna say. First of all, there isn't a wrong way to parent this, right? Every parent relationship with a kid's different.
Oh man,
It's tough, right?
Yeah, it's so hard.
It's dependent on your kid. My advice would be to find somebody to think is cool, and if you can get cool to hop in, whoever that cool person is, if you can get cool to hop in and communicate, that's step 1. Step 2 is in punishment. But that would be my advice. You?
Yeah, I think.
I'd be happy to talk to your kid, by the way, if he thinks I'm cool. Well, he's
Yes.
15.
There you go.
He's 13. He probably doesn't think I'm cool, but I'm happy to if a 13-year-old thinks I'm cool.
Yeah. Same. If he doesn't think Bobby's cool, but he thinks I'm cool, call me. I'll talk to him. I think the first time around you take an approach like that, I think that's really smart to try to get to them in a different level. But then there has to be some consequences if the activity continues.
Yeah. Well, here's John from Massachusetts.
I'm calling to let you know I love the podcast. I absolutely love it. Also, if I find a vape pen in my son's room, I have failed as a father. We have educated him. He's 13. We have educated him on the use of doing drugs, smoking, vaping. It's awful. I mean, he's seen it through school, videos. They've been preaching about it to the point where he rolls his eyes every time and says, stop telling me this. And I tell him, we're telling you this so one day if you're ever in a situation with your friends and you see it come out, anything that we've been talking about, you kind of get sick to your stomach and you roll your eyes knowing that you were just echoing in your head what not to do.
So there you go. That's his message. Again, everybody's a different parent. That's not how I do it. Because I think you can be educated forever, but sometimes peer pressure is a little stronger than education.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
That's tough.
Like, I knew smoking. I growing up, I hated that my grandma smoked, and I used to hide her cigarettes and smoking so bad. And of course, she knew that. And we did DARE, and this is your brain on drugs, and all that. But I started smoking in high school, not for a long time, but I thought I was being cool for a minute. And I knew it was bad for me, but I was doing it anyways.
Just because everybody else was.
It lasted maybe a month. But it was a hard month. I did not like it. And then I realized this makes me 0% cooler, so I stopped.
All right, there you go. Let's close up the mailbag. Thank you for that.
And that was Bobby's Mailbag.
Or you can show them this article here. That this Texas teen at 15 is the youngest to ever die from vaping.
See?
Ooh, there
Was he
you
in
go.
Dallas?
A 15-year-old Texas teen who died from vaping is the youngest victim so far in an outbreak of vaping-related deaths. Dallas County Health and Human Services is what it comes from. Just blow that up. Make them read it 100 times out loud.
Mm-hmm. Learn every word
Now
of
we're
that.
getting into torture. Oh. All right. Let me play.
Ooh.
What?
Oh, man, I just kind of went somewhere in my head that probably would not be good parenting, but would scare them. Okay. You take them to a doctor, and you have the doctor tell them they're going to die.
Like it's a
Oh,
joke?
like plan it all out.
They're not.
Okay.
But then they get scared, and they won't do it
It's
again.
not scared straight with prison people. You're having a doctor lie.
It's about